Hi guys, I'm Jenn Johns and this is another episode of Buttercream Basics where I'm going to be answering the very popular question, how do you get your buttercream so white? When making a traditional buttercream, specifically an American buttercream, which means that it's icing, sugar, butter, usually a vanilla extract, and some milk, you're going to find that it's not a true white icing. What it is kind of yellow tinged, either from the extract and or from the butter itself. So a way to get it to be white, when you want that nice, vibrant, bright white, is to use something called the white icing color. Now, unlike the gel colors, this one actually is a liquid coloring. So it has the potential to alter the consistency of your icing. So that's why I've got some icing powder over here ready to add in if I need it. So all you have to do with the coloring here is just give it a little shake, kind of get it going in there. And then you want to open it up and then just squeeze it into your coloring. And you can see it's that nice bright white. You might have to add it a couple of times. So I'm going to take my mixer and I'm going to whip that up. Now that my icing is a nice bright white, it's too soft to pipe though because of all that liquid. So I'm just going to add in probably about a 1/4 cup of icing powder here, or icing sugar, also known as confectioner's sugar. And I'm just going to start out by stirring this. Now, a neat little thing to remember always with your icing is that if your icing is too thin, you can always add icing sugar to thicken it out. And if your icing is too thick, you can always add some additional milk or liquid to thin it out a bit. So now that I've got that mostly mixed in, I can tell right now that it's already a little bit still too soft. So I'm going to add a little bit more in here. I'm going to stir that up again, and I'm just using my spatula so I don't have a big explosion of white icing sugar all over the kitchen here. So I'm stirring that in, and then I'm going to finish it off with the mixer. So now with our icing ready to go, I've got my piping bag here fitted with a 1M tip. You could use any sort of tip at the bottom of your piping bag that you choose to. And I'm using a jar here just to help me be able to get the icing into the bag a little bit easier. So I'm just going to take some out of my bowl over here with my spatula, wipe it into there against the edge of the jar. And I'm just going to get in enough that I can pipe a couple of these cupcake tops. So then what you want to do is take your bag out, and then we're going to basically pull the bag up to the top here, and then I'm going to pinch it at the top where the icing is, twist that there, and then I'm going to secure where that twist is with a piping elastic. So I've got there, you could use a regular elastic, but these ones are kind of specially made for this. Now I'm going to take my icing and I'm going to start piping a traditional cupcake top with this nice, beautiful white color. It's good for like clouds and that sort of thing too, but it also to me is like perfect for a birthday cake. And what I love about the white is that if you are going to sprinkle some sprinkles on, those colors pop beautifully with the white as the background there. So I'm going to just squeeze in the center there, kind of talk you through this one, and that's going to add height to the cupcake swirl. And then I'm just going to squeeze around that dollop and all the way working my way to the top, and I stop at the top, stop squeezing, and then pull away for that nice top, that nice sharp peak. Add on your sprinkles if you want, and you've got a beautifully topped white buttercream cupcake. So the second way that we're going to make white buttercream is something that sounds like it totally won't work at all, but trust me, if you follow my directions, you should get lucky on this one. So to counteract the yellow of the buttercream, we're going to be using some purple gel paste. I didn't think it was going to work either, but it totally does. So I'm going to squeeze some of that purple gel paste into this container. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want full control over how much purple goes in there. I'm using a toothpick and I'm just going to put hardly anything on the end of my toothpick. You don't need very much and you want to keep adding it in really small increments. So I've got that into there and then I'm just going to stir that up. You want to make sure you get it completely mixed in, and then consider adding more afterwards. So I'm just going to mix and mix and mix until I get this completely combined. So I've finished mixing in the purple and you can see that it's gone totally white, and I've got a little piece or a little bit of the uncolored icing here. So you can see the color comparison. There's still the yellow in the one in my right hand, and then the one that we mixed in with the purple has totally disappeared. Isn't that cool? So with our white buttercream, we're going to fill up our piping bag just like we did before. I've got it in the jar there for help, and I'm going to be putting it onto some lovely chocolate cupcakes. So peel that out there, inverse that, and then if you don't have the piping bag elastics, you can just simply squish that down, lock it between your thumb and your forefinger there, and your palm, and then you're going to hold the bag nice and tight like that in order to pipe on the top. So no sprinkles on this one. Oh gosh, sad day with no sprinkles. And I'm just going around that dollop that I created in the center, and you can see that beautiful white buttercream popping out through. So there we go. So there you go, everybody, how to make beautiful white buttercream 2 different ways. Let me know in the comments which way you prefer, the white coloring or the little purple hack. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to this channel and to my main channel, Cupcakes and Cardio. The link to the recipes for the buttercream and the other channel is in the description box. See you guys next time.